What is morality? Where does it come from? What is its justification? In his recent work on ethical theory, new atheist Sam Harris argues that morality consists of achieving well-being. Harris argues that our well-being is a matter of fact, and therefore morality can be developed as a science. Harris adeptly argues that the secular left has fallen into moral skepticism and relativism, holding that nobody can rationally evaluate morality, and one culture's practices must be as good as any others. Harris retorts that it is obviously better to be secure, healthy, and happy than it is to be brutally raped and murdered in tribal warfare. Thus, actions consonant with achieving the first state are morally superior to actions leading to the second. Unfortunately, Harris's own moral theory suffers a fatal flaw. Harris depends on alleged intuitions, pointing us to the greatest well-being of conscious beings, a sort of utilitarianism. Harris's view leads to irresolvable difficulties. Why should cultures that value dominance and the warrior ideal listen to what Harris has to say? Does morality demand that we achieve the well-being of non-human animals? And to what degree? Does the well-being of some require the sacrifice of others? Harris in effect reduces his own position to absurdity. In a note, Harris grants that under his theory, in some circumstances, quote, it would be ethical for our species to be sacrificed for the unimaginably vast happiness of some superbeings, unquote. But an ethical theory that grants the potential moral propriety of the complete obliteration of the human race is on the wrong track. While some might see Harris's case against moral relativism as cutting edge, in fact, novelist and philosopher Ayn Rand beat Harris to the punch half a century ago. Moreover, Rand outlined a moral theory based on the individual's rational self-interests. For people, that entails living virtuously and respecting others' rights. Whereas Harris leaves well-being nebulous and ill-defined, Rand clarifies that one's well-being ultimately must be judged by the standard of life and death. The good is what advances one's life, the bad is what harms it, as a matter of objective fact. Under no circumstance would Rand sanction as moral the sacrifice of oneself, or the sacrifice of one's species, for the benefit of others. Instead, Rand recognized that only when each individual lives for his or her own life-serving values can people live together by reason and for mutual advantage.